Hi, hello. Today I have the first review of the 12 days of affordable / drugstore foundations. So I'm doing a new series on my channel inspired by, should have got this up earlier, there's a YouTuber on YouTube who has inspired me to do this series. I believe a lot of people have done this series. Her name is Natalia. I'll go on to her channel. She is gorgeous. I know she had trouble with her skin and that's why she created this series. I'm putting my own spin on it a little bit and changing it to 12 days of drugstore / affordable foundations. I have done 10 days of foundations because at the time I could only find or afford 10 days of foundation, 10 different foundations, but this time I'm going to do 12 days. So I hope you're excited for this series. I'm doing 12 days in a row, so you'll get 12 videos now till 12 days, so nearly 2 weeks of videos basically. It's going to be hard work. I'm going to try and do it. I am going to be putting it up every day at 11 AM UK time. I'm not sure what time that is around the world, but it's going to be 11 AM UK time, so if you're in the UK you know when that is. The first foundation I'm going to review is the NYX new Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation. This only came out a few days ago. I'm not sure when I'm going to be putting this up, so it might be like a week ago, something like that. But yeah, I did buy the shade light and the shade neutral tan because I wanted a tan shade and like my normal shade, but I seen on someone's Instagram that they did like the colour chart because they had it in PR, all the shades, and I believe this is a cool tone shade, the light, but we'll get over that because I just thought it was going to match me, but I'm not a cool tone person. I'm more of like a yellow tone or neutral tone. This is a neutral, the neutral tan, but we're not going to be using that today. We're going to be using the light because I have no self tan on. I do look a little bit darker than usual, but I'm going to be using this shade. Throughout this whole series I'm going to be using the Rimmel Lasting Finish 8 Hour Wear Primer because I know I like this primer and it's nice and moisturising, and it won't change the foundation, the way it applies, etc. In some foundation reviews I'm going to be testing out like the primer to go with the foundation or like the concealer to go with the foundation, etc. But today, in this case, is going to be the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Primer. I would use primer on one side and then no primer, but I don't tend to not wear primer, so I'm going to be using these two today. Normally I'll just apply this all over my face, but we're going to be testing this out today. And then also I'm going to be using a brush on one side and a sponge on the other just to see, because I do switch it up with a brush and sponge sometimes, and I know people vary what they use, so that will help you guys. I'm just going to apply a little bit of a lip product. This is the e.l.f. like exfoliator in brown sugar. Let me know if you like the background. I recently got another 9 Alex straw from IKEA. I normally just have this, so I'm organising my makeup collection a lot better now, and hopefully if you would like a makeup collection from me, then make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'm nearly finished with it. So first I'm going to apply the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop primer. This is actually quite big for a primer. It has 25 mils in there, and the okay, maybe it's just standard. The Rimmel one has 30 mils and this one has 25 mils. It looks quite big though compared to, like, I don't know, just looks quite big to me. I seen Jeffree Star's review on this primer and foundation. I know he did one side with the primer and foundation and then a very expensive foundation on the other side, but he didn't know whether it was the foundation or primer that was making it a little bit dry, so that's why I'm going to be using a normal primer on the other side. So this is it says it's matte. The NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Matte Primer. Look at NYX coming through with the hygiene. I like that. Just take this off. Let's see. It's really hard to press out. Okay. So it's very thick and it looks like it's going to be a silicone primer by the looks. So I'm just going to apply this to the right side of my face. Okay, I might have taken a bit too much of this. That is not the texture I was thinking. It feels like a mix between a hydrating primer and a pore filling primer. Okay, I can feel it drying on my skin already. It's very tacky already. I can feel it sinking into my skin. I actually like that. It's like, it's weird. It's cooling, very cooling, but it's very like sticky, tacky, and it's sunken into my skin already, but I can still feel like if a breeze is coming towards you and you've got like a bit of water on your face or something, you can feel like the coolness on your face. It feels like that, and it feels very smooth, but we'll see what it does. Maybe that's why Jeffree Star had a little bit of dryness on his skin, because it is a matte primer. Love that so far. And then, like I said, I'm going to take the Rimmel Lasting Finish primer on the other side. Okay, so as you can see, it's a lot more matte on this side and it's a little bit more dewy on the other side. I'm going to read some things off the website now. It says, lightweight, waterproof and pigmented AF. The new Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation hustles as hard as you do. Whatever that means. This comfy liquid formula comes in 25 flattering tones that don't transfer. So it's claiming that it doesn't transfer, and it's amazing that it's come out with 45 different shades, which is amazing for a drugstore foundation. It says every creamy shade glides on smooth, delivering matte coverage and colour that stays true for up to 24 hours. So again, it's claiming that it doesn't oxidize, which is great again. This little overachiever also works to control shine and mattify your complexion all day long. But it doesn't stop there. This foundation is waterproof, can't say that word, non-comedogenic, whatever that word means, and suitable for normal, oily, combination and sensitive skin types. So basically for all skin types. And yeah, that's pretty much what it says. I'm going to pump a few pumps on the back of my hand. Okay, so it's quite runny. As you can see, it's running down my hand quite fast. I'm hoping it's not too cool toned. I'm hoping. So I pumped 3 pumps on the back of my hand, I believe. I'm going to do one side of my face first, and I'm going to use a brush, which is the side we used the primer to match on. Okay, that has some coverage. I'm hoping it doesn't cling to my dry patches. Okay, I can tell already that it is quite a cool toned shade. Don't know if I like the application with a brush. It looks very cakey on my nose, and I didn't apply that much either. I don't know if you could see, but it's like completely come off my nose there. I'm going to try and add a little bit more just to see if that helps. But like I said, it might be the primer. It's just flaking off. I do not like how that's applied, but the coverage is really good. I'm going to try it with a sponge, so that's it on that side of the face. It's a little bit light for me at the moment, but we'll pass that. So it's applied so much nicer on the sponge side. It has took away some coverage on the sponge side. It looks a hell of a lot better around my nose. So I'm gonna just press this and get rid of some of this cakiness. The sponge side looks really nice. It's covered my redness, it's covered some imperfections. I got a feeling it's the primer, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think it's the primer. But like a first impression, you can't exactly know what the problem is until you test it out again. But I believe it is the primer because I love using that brush on many other foundations, especially full coverage foundations. So I don't know what's happened there. I'm going to do a quick close-up. Ignore the shade because it's a little bit wrong. So I'm hoping you can see around my nose here. It's a little bit cakey and it hasn't stuck to my skin. But on this side, hopefully you can see that it has not done that at all. Obviously you can still see some of my freckles by here because I haven't applied any foundation, because I don't. I just tend to use concealer there. But by here it looks quite good. I might go in with another layer because you still can see a spot by here, the redness. Okay, so I'm going to go in with another layer just using the sponge. I took 1.5 pumps. Don't know if that's going to be too much or too less. So just the sponge. It does state that it is a full coverage foundation, so okay, so it's doing it again on this side where I use the NYX primer to go with the foundation, and it's just taking it off. So I know it's not the sponge, I know it's not the brush, so I don't know what to do. Okay, so this is not the best start to my series, but that's okay. This is what these videos are made for. I think it's helped a little bit just using the sponge, but you can still see it's taken off the foundation slightly. But this side looks really good. This side looks amazing. I don't think it's dried down completely yet, but this side looks not as good as this side. This side looks really nice. It's definitely dried down to a matte finish, but it does state that it works to control shine and mattifies the skin. This side just looks a little bit patchy. I think it is the primer. I'll have to try that primer out with a different foundation, but also try the foundation again, because this side does look really nice. It does. It's covered my imperfections now. This spot is covered. I could probably do it with another layer, but we'll stay for now. This side does not look as good as this side basically. But it was that silicone textured primer which not everyone are a fan of. I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I'll be back to let you know my thoughts. Okay, so I'm back with the rest of my face on. I just did a simple look. Where's my mirror? Looking up close and personal. This side, it looks a little bit better because now I've like applied all the products, blended everything in together. It does look slightly better, especially around like this area, but my nose still doesn't want to cling on to it, but it looks okay. This side looks so much better. It's gone into my smile lines a little bit and also on my forehead, which is very normal for foundations to do on my skin. My chin looks a little bit messed. It's coming off my chin a little bit too, but mostly on this side of my face, again on the NYX Prime side. My forehead looks fine, the rest of my face looks fine. Again, I'm gonna have to try this out again just to get a better thought about it and stuff like that. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel and have my post notifications turned on so you know when I use this foundation or this primer again. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the rest of it looks fine. It is a matte foundation, and it is, I would say you can get a medium to full coverage foundation. If you build it up, you're definitely going to get a full coverage foundation. But from the start of it, it is a medium coverage, I would say. So bear that in mind. Other than the primer getting rid of the foundation around my nose on this side, the rest of it's fine. The rest of it's nice. I like this side. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I gave you some aspects into this foundation and the primer. If you want to know the other products I used on my face, then check the description box down below. I always list what I've used on my face in videos, if I show it or not. So go check that out. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more, and make sure you come back tomorrow and for another 12 days of foundation. I will be posting 12 days in a row, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you know when I post. I love you to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.